Hi, PerspectiveWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Friday, September 27th. A cool morning here in the Mid-Atlantic region, some patchy fog. It will be a pretty comfortable day as we close out the work week, but then turns warmer and more humid on Saturday, especially during the afternoon hours ahead of the next frontal system. That front could cause some scattered shower and thunderstorm activity Saturday night. Then another more comfortable air mass will push into the Mid-Atlantic region for Sunday and Monday, but by the middle part of next week we'll get very warm again. Wednesday highs in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, probably not that far from 90 degrees. However, beyond that, it looks like we'll have a much cooler than normal air mass pushing into the northeastern part of the nation, the Mid-Atlantic region, the Great Lakes. By next weekend, could have highs in the 50s up in New England, for example, lows in the 30s, maybe even down into parts of the Mid-Atlantic region next weekend. And that's not the last of the chilly air masses coming our way. It looks like a couple of chilly air masses for this time of the year coming our way after we turn into the month of October. Here's the latest look at the tropical activity in the Atlantic Basin. We have a tropical storm, Karen, continues to move slowly away from the U.S. and out farther and farther into the open Atlantic. It'll eventually just dissipate over those colder waters. Lorenzo, meanwhile, is quite an impressive hurricane, now Category 4 storm. Fortunately, no threat to the U.S. or any land whatsoever in the next several days as it takes a track like this. It will turn to the north and east. Eventually, it could have an impact far off to the north and east across the United Kingdom, for example, but that's way speculation phase right now. No threat to the U.S., but indeed, it's an impressive hurricane, Category 4 status right now. Well, before we get to the surface map, just wanted to show this total snowfall map for the next 5 days, just to show what's going on in the northwestern part of the nation, the southwestern part of Canada, eventually the south central part of Canada. The first legitimate snowstorm of the season as we near the end of the month of September and move into October. Just some substantial snowfall expected over the next few days in places like Montana, northern Idaho, maybe as much as 20 inches or so over the next few days. And that chilly air does indeed make it a push to the east, and again it arrives in this part of the nation next weekend, about October 4th, 5th, 6th time frame. It looks like the chilly air associated with this snowstorm does indeed make it into the northeastern part of the nation, not this weekend, but next weekend, where we will be well below normal for this time of the year. But again, a very impressive early season snowstorm for parts of the northwestern U.S., especially the latter part of the weekend into the early part of next week. Well, here's the current surface map. A frontal system passed through the Mid-Atlantic region late yesterday into the overnight hours, and in fact caused some rain that hasn't been seen in many spots in the I-95 corridor region in several weeks. We had decent shower activity north of the Mason-Dixon line late in the afternoon yesterday into the early part of the evening. High pressure's taking over right now. As we get farther and farther into the fall season, of course, the nights get longer and longer. This is the time of the year, especially during the month of October, for example, where a patchy fog can form after midnight. Indeed, some patchy fog has formed in the overnight hours in the I-95 corridor region from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City, especially the northern and western suburbs. That will give way to mostly sunny skies, a comfortable day with this high pressure in control, but then it moves off the coast rather quickly on Saturday, and that will allow for warmer and more humid air to pump in from the southwest to the northeast into the Mid-Atlantic region, and then this frontal system will slide on through tomorrow night, could cause some scattered shower and thunderstorm activity in the I-95 corridor, but then a nice day on Sunday with more comfortable air moving back into the Mid-Atlantic region following the passage of that next frontal system on Saturday night. Well, let's walk through the 850 millibar temperature anomaly forecast maps from last night's 6Z GFS model run, because indeed we have some up and down conditions here. Comfortable today in the Mid-Atlantic region, quite warm and more humid on Saturday, comfortable again on Sunday and Monday, turning warmer on Tuesday and very warm on Wednesday. All that, however, will be followed by a chilly air mass for the early part of October for next week. And we'll see in a moment here, there'll be another chilly air mass following that one for next week. And here we are starting off the day on Friday. Again, a comfortable day here, nearly normal temperatures with high pressure in control. But then we'll see first aloft, there'll be some warmer than normal conditions moving in the overnight hours that will really be noticeable at the surface in the I-95 corridor region on Saturday, especially during the afternoon hours. Maybe mid-80s in some spots, upper 80s possible. More humidity tomorrow afternoon. Look at all this cold air across northwestern U.S., southwestern Canada. That's genuinely cold air, cold enough to support a major snowstorm for parts of Montana, for example, during the latter part of the week. In southwestern Canada, heavy snow then pushes into the south central part of Canada. And here let's push forward here. A very warm day in the mid-Atlantic region throughout much of the eastern half of the nation on Saturday and going into Sunday. Again, very cold for this time of the year out across the western U.S. We become a little bit closer to normal here on Sunday and Monday following the Saturday night frontal passage, but that's temporary. And by Tuesday of next week, we'll get much warmer and then very warm on Wednesday. It looks like Wednesday of next week right here, this is now Wednesday, perhaps 90 degrees in some spots in the I-95 corridor region from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City. But that will not last all that long. All this cold air at this time, by the middle part of next week, starts to make a move to the east. Watch what happens here. Here we are Wednesday morning, and look at that colder than normal air mass pushing eastward across the Great Lakes into the northeast, into the mid-Atlantic region at the end of next week. We're talking a week from now, next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Looks like a chilly weekend relative to normal up across New England next weekend. That will be the first weekend of October. Let's just keep pushing ahead. We get closer to normal following that, but then another chilly air mass. It looks like it may follow several days after that. So we have a couple of chilly air masses coming our way as we go through the early part of the month of October. Well, now let's take a look at the surface forecast maps from the 6E GFS model run. High pressure in control over the mid-Atlantic, over the northeast U.S. Again, early morning patchy fog, but that will give way to mostly sunny skies and comfortable conditions. Let's move forward here. Notice the high shifts quickly off the east coast by later on tonight. Southwesterly flow of air pumps in warmer, more humid air first into the Ohio Valley and then into the mid-Atlantic region on Saturday. And again, Saturday afternoon could see temperatures at 85, maybe up to 88 degrees in the D.C., Philadelphia, New York City corridor with more humidity. Definitely becomes more of a noticeable factor tomorrow afternoon. And here's that next frontal system. Scattered showers and thunderstorms do move into the mid-Atlantic region tomorrow night, Saturday night. Not a major rain event, but certainly can be some scattered showers and thunderstorms associated with that next frontal system. Notice out here in the northwestern part of the nation, a lot of blue showing up. Blue represents snow on the GFS model forecast maps here. Heavy snow coming to Montana over the next few days, especially focused on the second half of the upcoming weekend. Let's now move forward here. Sunday morning, heavy snow across northern Idaho, western Montana. Another high pressure to the north pushing into the southeastern part of Canada by Sunday, and that brings more comfortable air back into the mid-Atlantic region for Sunday and Monday. Still be quite warm, but a noticeable drop in humidity from Saturday afternoon to Sunday thanks to this large high pressure system. And then that keeps us relatively nice on Monday as well. But then that'll shift off the coast by around Tuesday, and that opens a door for some very warm air to move into the mid-Atlantic region by the middle part of next week. Here we are on Wednesday of next week. High pressure down across the southeastern part of the nation. A very warm southwesterly flow of air will form. Again, 90 degrees is on the table for next Wednesday, the middle part of next week, in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. But, as we saw a few minutes ago, colder air for this time of the year, colder than normal air, will push back into the northeastern part of the nation in about a week. Next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday look much cooler than normal in the mid-Atlantic, in the Northeast, over the Great Lakes. And that chilly air mass for this time of the year will be followed by another chilly air mass for the month of October. So a lot going on as far as the temperature pattern is concerned. And we'll stay focused on it over the next several days here at PerspectiveWeather.com. That's it for now. I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.